customer service, done right, can be your company's single biggest competitive advantage. Welcome to the Customer Service Revolution. Join customer service authority and best-selling author John DiJulius as he interviews leaders who are revolutionizing their industries. This is more than a podcast, though. It's a movement. The Customer Service Revolution is a radical overthrow of conventional business mentality designed to transform what customers and employees experience. If you're a revolutionary customer service leader who's ready to stop competing on price and obsessed with building a brand that people cannot live without, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Customer Service Revolution podcast with John DiJulius. In this week's episode, John discusses how companies can solve the work-from-home quandary. You'll learn the negative side effects of employees working from home, studies that are showing work from home is a top priority for employees choosing to stay or in looking for a new job, how to solve the work-from-home quandary, how to create virtual energy in your weekly department meetings, and how leaders need to learn how to lead from a distance. Now here's your host, John DiJulius.
All right, let's talk about this, the work-from-home quandary. This is what employees are feeling, right? And I know, don't get mad because it's true, but also because they're choosing to want to work from home. They are feeling emotional neglect and professional isolation, a lack of energy, chemistry, collaboration, and a sense of community. Dueling jobs. Anybody know what dueling jobs is? It's not that they got a second job. It's they got a second job at the same time, right? A lot of people are trying to juggle two jobs at the same time. There's an uneven playing field. Out of sight, out of mind. And promotions and relationships, career advantages are, in a lot of cases, only happening for the in-office employees. Because as the CEO, president, I see you, right, bumping into you. I call it Keurig conversations, asking your thought, realizing, man, you're pretty smart. And those innocuous, experiences aren't happening virtually. However, all right, that's the case. So right now we're probably angry and want to go back and say, everyone has to come back to work tomorrow. But be careful. 60% of women, 52% of men would quit if they couldn't work remotely, at least part-time. 80% of women, 69% of men, remote work is a top consideration in looking for the new job. All right, that's all the state of service that's happening. I'm sure most of you knew a lot about that. So what are we going to do about it? That's what the rest of my presentation this morning's about, okay? How we address those. All right, let's talk about the new reality. The work-from-home quandary, we have to solve it. Solve it for you, and we have to offer flexibility and hybrid options, I believe, because you saw the stats of what people want and what people, may be a deal breaker for them to stay. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. Hybrid options will look different for each business, for those of you that have work from home models. But track performance. Work from home versus work from office. And how we're doing it in the salons, our salons have a call center. We call it relationship center. Now they're all work from home. So what we're tracking is how many appointments they booked prior to the pandemic when they were in the home office. So we can use that as a benchmark to make sure they're not multitasking. This is so important. Emulate those hallway conversations virtually. And we're going to show you how. Jess is going to talk a lot about that. And this, create virtual energy. And what I'm about to explain, do this in your offices, in your locations. If you're not, the same thing applies, but especially, right? Hopefully you all have had huddles, weekly town halls, monthly town halls, quarterly town halls. They suck on Zoom. So we're going to show you, and Jess has some great best practice, but we just rolled this out because ours sucked. We'd have weekly touch bases. And we all stare at each other. Got anything? What are you doing this weekend? You know, we're all like, can we get off? We got a lot of work to do, right? So here is our weekly team rally. This is an agenda. And I can give it to you. Wait until we get to, I think, 10, if you're going to take a picture of it. This is awesome. So, first thing, one-word opener. How you feeling? That's it. She says one word, you go around. That's it. And you see the time and who it's by. The host, who's ever hosting it, has to celebrate milestones or ask, right? Henry had his best week ever. The company just, anything milestone that we want to shout out. We want to hear about your top 3 priorities. Don't go into detail. And this isn't with the entire company, obviously it's teams, unless your entire company's small, right? It just might be your team. But let's talk about what's your top 3 priorities, and that's good for 2 things, right? Making sure that your top 3 priorities are your top 3 priorities. Where I could say, wait a minute, that's got to be number 1, right? So it helps employees and leaders make sure, but we'll also find out if there's any roadblocks that they could use help with. But that's only a 5-minute conversation. Everything's kind of shot. Client headlines. One of our clients just, won for the 7th year in a row, best company to work for. Whatever that may be. One of our clients, CXO, got promoted to CXO. Now we can all reach out, congratulate, whatever that looks like. Credo card. We always visit our Credo card. This is our Credo card. We're going to talk about this a lot today and tomorrow. The majority of our clients in this room have it. But we just visit one thing each week. Hey, who can tell me what our service vision is? What does that mean to you? Now, you work in what does that mean to you? Or who can tell me if the never's this, what's the always? Just visit it.
At the DiJulius Group, we know how difficult it is to provide an outstanding customer experience, especially when expectations are so high. That's why we created a framework that systematizes the experience you deliver. Our consultants use that framework as they work with your team to create a world-class brand experience that can be delivered simply and consistently, without affecting productivity or adding special software. Are you ready to be world-class? Visit tdg.click/Claudia to schedule a call and get started today. That's tdg.click/Claudia.
Number 6, Ford trivia. Now, I know we have a lot of newbies, so I can't assume you know what Ford is. Ford is what we teach all our clients that they need to do to focus on building an instant rapport with their clients, a total stranger, and internally. Focus, listen for, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. So what I mean by Ford trivia, it's not about our clients. It's about internal. So we'll say, guess who played soccer in college? And, everyone out a guess. Whose nickname was Stinky? I want to know who it is and why. Who has an identical twin? Got arrested for skinny dipping in high school. And these are all different people. And whose dream is to swim with dolphins. Right? That helps. Now, I didn't know that about you. Right? Stinky, really? All right, number 7. Give more shout outs. That's our catch you doing something right. Give more is our above and beyond. And so everyone on that call or in that huddle, remember, if you are in person, do it in person. Everyone, and this is an hour, a huddle, town hall, team rally, everyone has to pick someone on that call, on that team, in that huddle, rally, and just give them, I want to recognize Brittany. She helped me with, or something she's doing for the company. That's probably everyone's favorite part. It's all the high fives. Number 8, this is at your service. And all this is who needs anything? Who's working on anything so I'm working on a project. I'm working with a bank, don't have a lot. I've worked with plenty of banks. I got that. We don't solve it there. We just arrange. I'm working on that. I'm struggling with this. And so it's connecting who can help you with that. The parking lot is 15 minutes. This stopped any interruptions, like where you say, save that for the parking lot. I need to ask the team or tell everyone or whatever. That's what the parking lot is. And the second favorite one on this, when we have time, is 15 minutes. It's big talk. There's a great TED Talk, young girl titled, Screw Small Talk, Go for Big Talk. Big talk is, we ask the team, everyone one deep question. It's deep. It's not like, what's your favorite color? It's deep, where you gotta think and you gotta answer. And that really helps bring that emotional connection, right? You find out something that's really, really important to that person. The last big thing here I want to share with you is leading from a distance. It's a new skill set. It's a totally different skill set. And we have to learn it and understand the dynamics. We can't forget how important purpose is. It's why a lot of our employees chose to come work here for you. We have to talk about it and bring it back and tie it. That's another thing in the study of what employees are looking for. And that was one of the top 3 things, a sense of purpose. We have to build relationships through making emotional connections, leading from a distance. So I think about that. And Jess, who's been here 5 years, I thought about this. I'm pretty sure she loves her job and loves us, hopefully. But I thought about if we hired her in the last 18 months, where everything's virtual, and we don't see each other as much, we wouldn't have made those connections, gotten to know her on such a personal level and what's really important and recognized when she was struggling, when she felt overwhelmed. And she probably would not, I know she wouldn't feel the same, and who knows if she'd stay here. Thinking about all our guest care that answer phones from their home and book appointments that we've hired in the last 18 months. I don't think they'd run through a fire for us. And so this is, you have those innocuous conversations where you find out something about someone, you go down rabbit holes. Rabbit holes is where the beauty is. So here's how you do it. Regular, unstructured one-on-ones. That's where you replicate the Keurig conversations, build emotional capital. You humanize yourself as a leader and show vulnerability, right? You replicate the Keurig conversations and find out how they're really doing.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to give the Customer Service Revolution podcast a thumbs up and write us a review. To hear more episodes, subscribe now on iTunes, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. Thanks for listening and for being part of the Customer Service Revolution.